Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back, everybody. We've talked about hypnotherapy, hypnosis on this program before. Today, we're going to go a little bit deeper into one aspect of it that you might not even realize, and that is improving your relationships. Yes, hypnotherapy and hypnosis can do just that. How? Let's find out. This is what she practices along with harnessing the power of Chinese medicine, acupuncture, herbals, and hypnotherapy, hypnosis. Great to have out of New York City back with us our professional of the year, Dr. Kelly, is on the program. How is everything in your world today?
I'm doing very well, Steve.
Great to have you back here.
Thank you.
And we've talked before about hypnosis, and it can help you with stopping smoking, weight management, which I had a session with you, very impactful. Don't have cravings anymore. And I trace back to why I had those cravings. There's so many different things, phobias, fears, and things like that, that hypnosis can help us out with. But relationships, I believe that many of us probably don't even realize that it can help make our relationships stronger. Can you give an example of maybe a challenge that somebody might be going through in a relationship? And then let's talk about what would happen with hypnosis.
Yes. Actually, if people have been married for, 13 years, usually in Chinese, we call it 7 years, 18. Like we all have been married for 7 years, you kind of like 18, you have the problem.
Yep.
Like a lot of people actually ended up getting a divorce, which it looks like a easy solution, but I don't think that is a perfect solution. Because usually if you have kids, you get a divorce, kids usually somehow can like have the feeling of, oh, marriage not gonna last long, or I don't feel secure because, mommy and daddy, they don't love each other anymore. And because I doing acupuncture, I treating little kids, like younger kids who went through parents' divorce. They have depression, or they have like addict to like smoking, or a lot of problem. I don't mean to blame anyone who went through divorce, but I do see a lot of side effect on kids when the parent going through divorce. So that's why I want to use hypnosis to helping people. The parents who went through divorce, they also went through some hard time, and also kids. And it's a good result. I can tell the patients I went through with, hypnosis, their feelings, their confidence, their fear, everything changed. Also the kids. That's why I want to talk about it, to try to help as many people as I can through hypnosis to people have a challenge about, relationships.
Interesting how you also look at this through the lens of Chinese medicine, because you mentioned the qi within the relationship, or the people involved in the relationship may have changed. I want to share with you the whole 7-year itch thing. So I actually did that, and I traced back every 7 years in our relationship or in relationships. There was something impactful that happened every 7 years. I'm not looking to find that, but it's interesting how it turned out that way. And here's my theory on that. And I know we're digressing for just a moment, but we are talking about relationships. My theory is that I've heard that we reevaluate our lives roughly every 5 years. And we take an additional 1 to 2 years to make a decision as to what we're going to do with that. So that comes up with 7 years. That's my theory. I don't know if that's proven or true. But definitely within relationships, It's always going to be an up and down situation, like a roller coaster. That's life. It's part of the relationship situation. Many of us, and we've talked about this before, are piloted by our childhood. Things that happen in our childhood, we don't even realize that we're doing it, but it can also be a challenge within those relationships. Is that something that you take care of with hypnosis, taking us back to our childhood, figuring out what happened there, and then how it may be applying to our adult life and our relationships?
Yes, actually, when you talk to people who have marriage challenge, actually there are something in our subconscious mind we may don't aware of in the conscious mind because nobody really like the negative things, right? Somehow we can like just suppress the anger or the fear or whatever the negative thoughts. Like for example, I worked with this lady. She said her husband always want her to serve him. Like her husband come back home, sitting on the couch, like drinking a beer, watching TV, but ask her like to cook and to give him the beer. So he wouldn't even bother to go to get the beer by himself.
Hmm.
So, but then during the hypnosis, he traced back in her childhood. So her dad always want her kind of like do something for him, right? Like, oh, can you give me a beer or something? She always say no. So very interesting, right?
Oh, bless you.
It's
Uh,
good.
and I have thoughts. I'm not going to say anything. So what happened within the childhood?
Sorry.
Bless you. It's allergy season too. Uh, so yeah, tell us more about that scenario.
So because in her childhood, she always reject to her father. But when she got married, somehow she kind of like reflect her husband is her father. So the what do we call it? Unfilled of the serving feelings happened between her husband and her. So basically, she kind of like, oh, that's my father. I didn't do whatever he asked for when I was a childhood. No, I do it for my husband. It's not consciously she wants to do it, but somehow it just happened because she always say no, 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 no when she was a child. Now she adult, she married, then the relationship kind of like reflects the kind of like the relationship between father and daughter.
I bet yes, I bet you that she found that person, her husband, based on her relationship with her father. Either she's trying to find something that she didn't find in her relationship with her father, or maybe this person, her husband, reminds her of her father in some regards. And I'm aware of a situation where a woman, when she was a child, her father abruptly left the family. He just left, up and left. Big surprise to everybody. Years later, she got married, and this is a friend. I know the scenario. Years later, she got married, and during the marriage, she started cheating, which is what her father did. And then, out of nowhere, she surprised the family and said, "I want to get divorced." Kids, husband, they're all surprised. Family, friends, by the way. So I know the scenario. But here's what happened. She got involved with a man and in serious relationship still with him. If you looked at pictures of her father and pictures of the man she's with, it's the same person. It looks exactly like the same person, a little bit younger, obviously. Um, the same ethnic background, the same hobbies, the same type of work, all of that. She basically found her father again. Apparently, she, all those years she was looking for something, never found it, found him, disrupted the family. But I betcha, to your point earlier, if she had hypnosis or worked on herself and realized all of that, that family would probably still be together today.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Actually, a lot of things happen to our childhood. We never know it's gonna have such a big effect on our life. And it's so tremendously. I think everybody should do some hypnosis session so we can get rid of the negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, whatever happened or buried, before. Then we can move on with like a better life, a happier life instead of we have to repeat the pattern again and again, like you mentioned the lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also I discovered, I'm not saying anything about the people who want to change their gender is bad or anything. I just want to say, if you have such kind of kid in your family, it may happen to the either the mother or father when they were childhood. There's some gender involved negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, if a girl like told the parents, "Oh, I don't feel I'm enjoying to be a girl. I want to be a boy." So if you do a session with the mother or the father, it may happen. Oh, when the father or mother when they were born, somehow their parents actually want to opposite gender kid.
Mm.
So in that way, the thought of the inner child of the mother or the father somehow kind of like happened to their children. So then their children kind of like speak on behalf of the parents. Oh, I'm a girl, but actually in my heart, I feel I want to be a boy. Why? Because when their parents, you know, before even they were born, their parents, like the kid, grandparents wanted a boy or girl instead. So that kind of thought actually kind of like passed down to the grandchildren.
Mm.
So this is just amazing. If we can say this, we can really save a lot of families.
Now, I wonder about this. What if you don't know what you're trying to achieve in hypnosis? You just say to yourself, I feel my life, I should be in better relationships, I should have a better job. I just feel it. I got more to offer, but it's not happening in my life right now. Would somebody do hypnosis just to go into their childhood and maybe find some of the things that may be holding them back from living the life that they want to live?
Yes, actually, you don't really have to say, "Oh, I have a clear goal or something," because usually what happened during the hypnosis is we ask a question, right? I'm a hypnotherapist. I will ask you, what is the biggest challenge, in your life currently? If you say, "Oh, I feel my husband stopped loving me," right? We're gonna going down like, why you think it's a problem, right? When the first time you felt in that way,
Hmm.
then we're going down some question and we will find something. Actually, it's not like on your conscious mind. You maybe get surprised, like how deep, how early you can go back to your life. Like you figure out, oh, actually, let's trace back, or when I was only 3 years old or my mom and my dad would happen to them, then I got scared. Then I had that kind of like fear in my heart. Then last 3 year old actually, affect not the 30 years old subconsciously.
Wow. So would you say the majority of the challenges that we have nowadays really does come back from childhood? The majority of them.
Yes, almost like I would say 95%.
Wow. I'm not surprised, but I'm, from somebody that does hypnosis and studies this, it's interesting to hear that made official coming from you. Wow. Uh, Does anybody, when you do hypnosis, could they have a challenge going back to their childhood under hypnosis, or could they just block it out and not want to go there and then it might not work for them?
Actually, most people they will go back. For example, I worked with this lady also about the marriage problem. She went back when she was about 5. She said, "Oh, I saw my grandma getting old. I saw my grandma is very vulnerable. I so scared one day if I turn into that kind of person like her, I feel like very vulnerable, a lot of fear in my heart. So that kind of fear actually affect her marriage. That's why she like really want to just hold on the marriage, but that kind of fear actually push her husband away because
Mm.
nobody really like that kind of feeling, like you kind of just grab on him, don't want him get out of your side. That feeling is not really pleasant to the husband, but the wife doesn't know that kind of feeling actually trace back to her 3-year-old.
This is everything. I mean, even think about it, let's say separation anxiety or codependence is a big thing as well. So let's say that let's say their father left when they were young, or their parents got divorced, or one incident happened. I'm going very hypothetical here. Let's say somebody was 5 or 6 years old. They were in an amusement park and they got lost. They were disconnected from their family, their parents, and now they were just walking around traumatic, like where, I can't trust anybody. I don't know where my mom and my dad is. Eventually got reunited with them. Everything was okay. But that one incident could be the setup for later in life where they have a fear of being alone. They have a fear of being separated from another person. They may even fear, let's say, their partner, spouse, cheating and leaving them. So now they don't always trust that person. Just from that, just from that one situation when they were 6 and they got lost. Is it conceivable? Is it possible that those things could come later in life for somebody?
Yes, that happened to one of the lady. She, like you said, she went to a park, then because so many people, she got lost.
Mm.
So when she tried to find her parents, took her for a while. And she's little, right? Adults are big, they're taller, but much harder for a little girl to find, her parents in a big crowd. So she got scared because of that. Then later on in her life, she always scared to go to anywhere new, even like a new job, adventure, like anything new, she's so afraid of. Like she had to do the same job for many years, even she doesn't really like, but she just afraid of to change. All the new things, new place, just make her like have a big fear in her life
Yep.
because of the 3-year-old.
Mm. Well, through evolution, aren't we wired to always want to be safe? So we're always going to be looking for whatever's going to make us feel comfortable and safe. And that might not be the best thing for us, but we'll do it anyway because it feels safe, right? Or staying in a relationship that maybe doesn't fully support you might not be the best, short of abuse. Let's say that's not happening, but it's just not the best relationship. But you're not moving on from it because it's safe for now. And there might be a reason in your childhood where you hang on to those things and you're afraid of making a change.
Yes, that's so true. You know, a lot of people, like, for example, if a person has abused father, you know, it may repeat it, in their marriage. They may got abused husband.
Hmm.
Why? Although nobody like to be abused, but that is familiar. Oh, like when I was little, my father was doing that. So now my husband doing this. Although I hate this, but it's familiar. It's not new. I feel safe.
You just brought back a memory for me. Going to be very transparent here. I always am. I was in a relationship when I was much younger, and that person's dad was abusive. So now I'm in the relationship with this person, and they would always want to press my button. This is me. I'm very like chill, low key, be fair. That's it. And whenever anything would present, they would always want to start an argument. They would want to have yelling and things like that. And I'd be like, no, don't even worry about it. We'll figure this out. It's not a big deal. And then later in life, I look back at that, to your point just now, Dr. Kelly, that was comfortable for her. She was used to that. She was used to yelling and turmoil with a male. That was her father. She was looking for that in me. That didn't work. So that relationship, after a number of years, ended. But I can see why she would want to press that button, because it was comfortable. Not saying it was the best thing. Who would want to be in a situation where there's yelling and turmoil? But that was comfortable. That was comfortable for her. So to your point, now I'm seeing the 95% of the stuff that pilot us now as adults going right back to our childhood. Amazing. You did this with me on weight control, and I identified something from my childhood when I was very heavy as a child and gained a few pounds in the last couple of years. And I made that connection to my childhood. But here's the thing. We did it virtually. We did it like on a Zoom. And it was like maybe an hour or so. And I can't believe that I didn't make that connection, but you helped me do it. And I don't have the same cravings for food since that. And that was a couple of weeks ago. It's still the same. Yes, I'm eating, but I'm not craving things like I was. But now I figured it out through hypnosis. Just amazing. And I've done hypnosis before. I didn't know you could do it for weight control or weight, management, or however you want to phrase it. But again, virtually. What's the best way if somebody wants to connect with you, Dr. Kelly? They got questions. Maybe they want to do a session. Do they just go to your website?
Yeah, they can go to my website, kelly121acupuncture.com, or they can text me 347-885-1865. And I actually already done some session with my patients. And sometimes if patients are not ready, we can do like mini session. For example, cutting cords, like the negative thoughts. If you imagine them are cords linked to your body, you can cutting the negative thoughts. Even that, just like a few minutes, helping the patients.
Yeah.
So if you're not ready for a big, real hypnosis session, we can just do a mini one, let you experience it. You will feel so much better. And like all my patients I have done with hypnosis or even the mini session, they love it.
I've never heard that done before. Thank you for saying that. And what I'm going to say to everyone, in the mini session, the full session, whatever it might be, you will be blown away and surprised how that was hypnosis. You're going to walk away from it saying, that's all? And I can change my life just from that? Many people, they don't even know they're under hypnosis when you're doing it because it's so natural and comfortable. Kelly121acupuncture.com is your website. That's for hypnosis, obviously, acupuncture and Chinese medicine and more. Thank you for being here today and the insight on all of this. It's life-changing and it's worked for me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve.
We will talk soon. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.